news leader.
Fridays are always fun around here because we get to meet a new friend from Helping Hands Humane Society. Emmy is here. And who did you bring with you today? I mean, we love Emmy too. I just want you to know. But who did you bring with you?
I brought my friend Mo.
Mo, you're showing your best side to the camera.
He is one of our longer-term resident adoptable dogs. I know, today is day 98, so he's almost at 100 days at the shelter. And for no particular reason, he just hasn't had a lot of interest for who knows why, but he does really well with the other dogs that he's met. The older kids he's met so far, he does well with. He came in as a stray, so we don't know his background, but from what we've seen so far, he's a really nice dog.
How old do you think Mo is?
Around a year, so he actually came to us when he was about 8 months old, or 10 months old.
And he's beautiful.
Yes.
The color is just fantastic.
Right. That beautiful
so
gray.
What happens when a dog comes into the shelter? What do you do to maybe assess how old, assess the personality, and kind of learn a little bit about what would be a good family?
Yeah, so our medical team looks at them and they look at the teeth is how they assess the age. So him being an older puppy, that you probably have a pretty good idea he's at the right age. We also do a behavior assessment, so that's how we learned that he got along well with another dog, that he knew a couple of tricks already, was really friendly being handled. And since then, he's also been in play groups with other dogs, so we know that he continues to enjoy the company of canines.
So there's a lot of hot weather going on. Does this tend to be a busy time, or do animals kind of hunker down? What have you been seeing with the shelter right now?
The hot weather is usually a higher intake time. We've had high dog intakes all year, so it's not feeling particularly worse right now. It just continues to be a little higher because even though it is hot, animals are still outside more than in the dead of winter. So
what do we need to keep in mind for our own furry friends out there?
Yeah, so there are risks that come with that hot weather. They need access to indoors, especially certain breeds with the shorter snouts or longer, thicker fur. So air conditioning inside, really great option anytime they're not going potty. If they are going to be outside for a little longer, they have to have shade and they have to have fresh water.
Is there anything as our dogs get older that we should watch for? Because I'll tell you, my sister had a very scary situation with their dog. Took it out for a walk as normal. He's never had any problems before, and she said all of a sudden he collapsed, and it turned out he'd gotten overheated just in the short amount of time he was out, and that had never happened before, but he is getting older.
Right, that makes sense. So age-related things that can kind of hit them a little bit harder. I have senior dogs, so I try to be really careful about short potty breaks outside. Taking those walks earlier in the morning and closer to sunset can be one way to help.
I will tell you, Sammy, the dog is fine. Just FYI, in case anybody is nervous about that. It turned out okay because they got veterinary care right away, which probably is another good point. You know, what should we look for in our animals that might be a sign we need to get them to some care?
Right. Obviously, collapsing is a pretty obvious one, but also just excessive panting, anything that seems overly or isn't stopping. And anytime your dog's just acting not like themselves, if they're acting a little more lethargic, you know your dog and their normal behavior. If they're not acting that way, it doesn't hurt to consult the vet.
Absolutely. And of course on concrete, if it's too hot for your hand, it's too hot for their tiny little paws. Even as you look very brave, Mo. So if we want to see Mo, what is the regular adoption rates right now?
We're doing 50% off pets 5 months and older right now through Monday.
You're old enough.
Yes, so he is 50% off along with pocket pets and cats.
And he's so well behaved.
He really is.
Visit the shelter. They're off Southwest 21st and Bell, which is right there by Topeka West High School. They are still up until 6 tonight.
Yes.
And they have hours on Saturday and Sunday as well. Emmy, thank you. Mo, we're going to get you a forever home. I just know it. Go see Mo. Thanks for being with us today on Eye on Northeast Kansas. Investigate TV Plus is next. We're back in a half hour with Live at 5.